Alright, so there's a lot of different things that come into play when it comes to building your WordPress website. There's a couple different options that you have. First of all, you can always go to WordPress.com. Now this is a good way to start learning how to blog because you can set up a free blog in here. What you can do with WordPress.com is you just simply sign up and you get it's a subdomain domain name. You can always connect a actual domain name. We'll get into all that later here, but you'll get your own little link within WordPress and you can start blogging. You can also get a good feel for how WordPress works and if you like it or not. Now it's not the exact same version that we're going to be working in the next few videos here, but this is a very similar version of it. Now being WordPress, it should be kind of the same, but again, they have their own limitations and things that they offer for free, whereas the full version that you install on your hosting has a lot more options and it's a lot more robust. So remember, you may want to start out with something like WordPress.com. Now maybe you just don't like WordPress for whatever reason. There are other blogging platforms that are a little bit more community based that I would say maybe go ahead and get started with and just practice from before you start spending any actual time and money on buying domain names and hosting and things like that. So there are other sites like Wix.com. This is a great place where you can build a free website. You can also blog within it. Very similar to how WordPress.com works, where you can create your site. You have basically a subdomain, which means it could be something like yourname.wix.com. So it's not like a full domain name, but it's like you're within their community there. You're using their domain name to create your website. Now again, just like WordPress.com, they also offer where you can purchase a domain name and connect it to this site. I don't remember if there's a fee involved in that. I know there are different levels where you can get into the paid version of Wix. I think they give you more hosting space and things like that, but this is a good platform to use as well. Another one that I really like, and I actually use still even though I use WordPress for my blogging, is Medium.com. Now this is a kind of an open source news website, but you can also contribute your own articles. Now, to get listed into the home page here, if your article is good enough and gets enough comments and things like that, you can see a lot of these are, well, actually some of these were written, a year ago or whatever, 2 years ago, several years ago. But again, these are some of the articles that are doing really good on their site. Now what you can do is create your own account where you can log in and be your own blogger, and you can drive traffic to your blog and things like that. A lot of cool things you can do, but again, it kind of gives you the basic feeling of how blogging works and make sure that you are liking the way that it works, liking blogging. Some people think that they get into blogging, they're like, oh, this is going to be great, and then they get into it, and like a month later, they just get bored with it. And having a free site like this can be a great way to kind of, feel it out a little bit, see if you like it. If not, you move on, no loss, nothing, no money lost on that kind of stuff. As opposed to actually purchasing a domain name and hosting and things like that, where you're going to be spending a little bit of money and some time setting it up only to find out you don't like it later on. It's a little bit more of an investment. So I kind of suggest starting with one of these if you're not really sure if it's something you want to do or not. Remember, you can always take the copy and the content that you write for these blogs and just shut down this site and copy it over to a WordPress site later on if you wanted to. Those are all options. But again, just to maybe kind of get started, this is something that I would consider doing.